Well, hello everyone. I wanted to give a kind of a update on the healing of the eyes because it took a turn on Saturday night. As you can obviously see from the mess up on the top here, I had a run-in with a boulder while trying to get Bearheart out of the car up to the tent. And I even had a puck, I think they're called puck lights. They're little tiny, those little battery operated ones. These are the ones I have for the tent, where you just push on it and they light up. And I had it in my pocket. I was holding Bearheart, and the path up to the tent, part of it is obstructed, you might say, by a big boulder that juts out into the pathway. Well, when you're in a ponderosa pine forest out in the middle of nowhere with no lights around, apparently those even little puck lights don't help you much when that darn boulder jumps out and trips you. Bearheart went flying. He was smart. He landed on his feet. And as you can tell, I landed on my head. There's something off with that. I have to learn how cats do that, where they always seem to land on their feet no matter what. And of course, it messed up my left leg from the knee down to the big toe, and it scratched up my right knee. But the worst was this, especially trying to get the bleeding to stop. And the campground, they were like more like porta potties than regular toilets, even though they were in buildings. They had no mirrors in there. And of course, I'm camping. I didn't have any mirrors with me either, except the one here in the car. And it was hard to see, again, 10 o'clock at night in the mirror. I just knew it was bleeding because I'd touch it and my hand would come away bloody. And I'm pretty sure I probably had a slight concussion. Might still, I don't know. But Sunday, when I woke up, I noticed how much blurrier the eyes were, which I hadn't really even considered, because I'm figuring, well, that's way up here, up in the hairline, and then comes down. But I kept ice on it all day, hoping the eyesight, luckily I didn't have to go anywhere, that the eyesight would adjust itself. It didn't. Yesterday, it really didn't much either. And I came into town because my time at the campground was up, stopped and talked to the pharmacist to see what else I could do with the healing process. And she said, you're already doing what I would suggest you do, which is arnica on all the swollen spots on the leg, on the foot, the knees, and the head, along with the ibuprofen to get the swelling down, and the ice. So those three things. And she goes, you're doing exactly what I would suggest you do, and that's exactly what a doctor would tell you to do. She said the most important thing is to get the swelling down. And when I finally went into a bathroom that had a mirror, you could literally see it was swollen from here down to here, curved around, and came up to here. And I was like, no wonder it's affecting my eyesight. And of course, if there's any kind of a concussion, it's going to affect your eyes also. So yes, the healing with the protocol and everything I'm doing is working, but you also have to be careful, for one, not to go flying over rocks. I mean, literally flew right out of my shoes. I had to find them because they came right off my feet, my sandals. But you have to be careful because there are other things that can happen to affect your healing. Was Bearheart fine? Yes, Bearheart fine. He jumped out of my arms, landed on his foot. Now it was funny because the next morning he went running down to that rock, which he had never jumped on before, jumped up on that rock, kind of gave it that sideways glance like, I don't like you, and kind of hissed and growled a little bit at it. So he knew that that rock was the cause of the pain I was in. Unfortunately, it still hasn't, my eyesight is still kind of blurry, but we're still keeping up with the protocol. But I want you guys to be aware that there are other things that can happen that can set things back a little bit. So it literally, remember I was talking a couple weeks ago, or a couple videos ago, I'm not sure which, that sometimes you take 3 steps forward and then bam, you end up 2 steps backwards. This is one of those times that things were progressing so well. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. This is working. Da 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 da. And then bam, just like that, threw me back 2 steps. So as we wait for this area here, and especially up here, to heal, and thanks to a couple of very good friends of mine who are also healers, sending energy, and I had another one reach out to me this morning when she saw what happened, and now she's sending Reiki to me as well, so that we can at least get the swelling here down, and then the swelling on the leg down. So this is just to let you know that there can be setbacks whenever you're doing healing work. But again, with all the healing that is coming my way, I don't want to say expectation, but my hope is that not only will the healing from my friends, as well as the work I'm doing on myself, accelerate the healing of this damage. And like the pharmacist said, that's a lot of trauma to the head. So it's going to take a little while to heal, and it probably will affect the vision for a while, because it does, like I said, make it blurry. But it's not because it's a setback in the protocol. It's a setback in the fact that when you have a concussion of any kind or damage like this, trauma to the head, it's going to affect the eyesight as well. So I just wanted to tap in, let you guys see what was going on, so you could see. I don't know, it doesn't look so bad now, but when at first it literally had 3 what looked like claw marks through the skull, and it was like a huge egg. So the swelling is starting to go down. We're keeping up the protocol. We're keeping up what the pharmacist suggested to do, is to continue keeping the ice on it to help, and then the ibuprofen and the arnica, and hopefully it'll be a very quick recovery, and then we can go back to just focusing on the cataracts themselves. I hope you guys all have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll keep you apprised of anything else that might happen where it concerns the eyes, because it does affect us. The trauma affects us, the healing affects us, the damage that might have happened, all because of a stupid boulder that decided it literally just jumped right out in front of me. It was so rude of that boulder. But that's, we have to take life as it's dealt to us. Is there a spiritual meaning behind it? Could be. I haven't really tapped into it. My concern right now is to get the head healed and the leg healed. And that's exactly what my friends and I are working on. But I was very surprised or I shouldn't have been, but I was, because of all the energy that was sent. It actually healed way quicker than I thought it would. So I'm very thankful to my friends who are healers as well. But this is some of the things that we have to keep our eye on when we're dealing with any kind of healing, any kind of stuff that trauma can happen unexpectedly that might set things back. So I hope you guys all have a very wonderful day, and remember, walk in beauty.